What is happening, everyone? Welcome to the Superstition Mountains in Arizona. Today we are actually going to be doing some long range flying with the new DJI AVATA 2. Technically this drone is definitely not built for any long range flying, but I just wanted to test it out because the range is so far. I think it actually could be a pretty good hybrid long range drone as well. So anyways, today we're going to test that out, see how far the range is, and just kind of see how it handles on those bigger, longer flights. Without further ado, let's do it. For this first one, I'm gonna be using super wide view 4K 30 and using the internal stabilization. On the next flight, I'll do a flight where I don't use stabilization and then stabilize it in post just to test that as well. Boom, so we're off and away. Goggles are on. Switching to manual mode now. Boom, let's do it. What's nice about this drone too is you can adjust the pitch angle while you're flying. So I just moved it up to about 35 degrees. And one thing that you will notice about the DJI AVATA 2 is it's just a lot more stable in the air. The props are a little bit wider, so it just feels nicer in the air, especially on these longer flights. I'm not exactly sure how far out these mountains are, but I'm guessing roughly 2 kilometers. All right, I'm gonna start getting a little bit of height here. And one thing that's actually quite a big limitation of the DJI AVATA and DJI AVATA 2 is it has a 500 meter height limit and you can't change that. Like you can't go any higher. So that's one issue with doing long range with this drone is if your mountain or anything is higher than 500 meters, you're kind of just screwed. So I'm hoping this is a little bit different. We're at about 1,300 meters right now. Still, connection is really solid. All right, I'm gonna punch it and get a little bit more height. We're at 200 meters high. I'm really not sure if it's gonna make it. It's super, super stable in the air though, which is awesome. So we're at 300 meters now. 350, and then 2,000 away, which is actually super, super solid. I'm really happy with that because there's no issue with the connection at all. And we're about to hit the height limit actually, 470 meters. Let's go all the way up, boom. So it just hit the height limit. And what it does when that happens is it just switches into normal mode. So this is all we're gonna get. It would be so nice to be able to go above the mountains, but basically kind of my plan now is to just surf along the ridgeline. So I'm gonna switch back into manual mode here. Hopefully it lets me. Sometimes it takes a second. Let's see, come on. I might have to go down a little bit more. So back into normal mode, lose some altitude, okay. Now let's go back to manual mode. I'm gonna actually pitch the angle a little bit less. And then let's see this, okay. Come on, give me manual mode. And I don't know if this is just because this is pre-release, but I've actually had this happen several times where it was just really difficult to go back to manual mode. So hopefully that gets sorted out in future versions. All right, come on, buddy. There we go. So I just moved it around a little bit. All right, I'm gonna pitch back up to like 32. And then I'm just gonna stay around this altitude because really any time you get close to 500 meters, it's just gonna give you that warning. So I'm gonna come around here. 2,300 meters though, which is actually super, super impressive. for such a small drone, and I only used like a little bit of power. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come around here, just get close to the rocks. You can kind of see the home point there. And I'm getting a low battery signal, not because I have low battery, just because it knows that I'm really far away. Fortunately, this is about as high as I'm gonna be able to go. So I'm gonna dive around here, come through here, get a little bit proximity flying against that rock, boom. It actually handles quite well. I'm gonna pitch the angle up a little more to get home. So I'm at like 45 degrees, which is quite a lot. Gonna just hit a few little spots on the way back. And the video quality from all my tests, I mean, we'll see about this footage when we get back home. But so far, I've been really impressed with the video quality. This mode is internally stabilized. There's been quite an upgrade with the internal stabilization on this drone. Usually when I fly, I do the stabilization in post. So the next flight, that's what I'm gonna do, and we'll just be able to kind of compare it. So yeah, I'm at about 38% battery, and I'm actually coming home super, super quickly. So I could have stayed out a little bit longer. As you can tell, like the battery time on paper is definitely way more than in reality, especially when you're ripping long range. But as far as FPV goes, 6-7 minutes is pretty solid for long range stuff. And like I said, I could have stayed out there for probably a minute and a half more because I have 29% coming back. I usually don't like to land any lower than 20. So yeah, I could have pushed it more. But I'm gonna land this thing and then get it back in the air and go for round 2. All right, one of the other nice things about this drone is you can just flip it in GPS mode when you're done and just fly back and land like this. Boom. Hey, what's happening, guys? Before we get into the next flight, which in my opinion is way better than the first, you'll see in a second, I wanted to talk to everyone who's planning on editing their drone footage. If you're like me, the flying and filming is really the fun part of flying drones. And when I get into the editing process, that's when it gets kind of hard, especially when it comes to motion graphics. That's why I wanted to take a second and talk about something that has made my editing life way easier the past few years, and that is Motion Array. I've talked about them before on this channel, and that's because I just genuinely love what they do. It's basically a massive library of video templates, stock footage, photos, plugins, music, and sound effects. For example, the location titles that you guys saw at the beginning of this video, that's all from Motion Array. Each one of these comes with detailed instructions and is super easy to customize. In literally just a few clicks, you have super high quality, amazing looking motion graphics. Another one that you've seen this whole video and will continue to see later on in this video is picture in picture. Essentially, it's just a super easy way to make this little talking head effect where I have myself down in the corner. Another plugin that I use all the time in my more gear focused videos is Drop Shadow. With that, you can select any text, logo, or PNG and just give that super nice drop shadow effect right behind it. Before this plugin, I had to use a super roundabout way to doing this, so this saves me a ton of time. In addition to what I've already talked about, they have sound effects, music, stock footage, templates, and a ton more. And they add new ones daily. As you can see, it's just a really cool all-in-one place for you to get assets to make your videos better. One of the nice things about it is it's membership based, so you sign up for either a month or a year and you get access to everything. And usage is unlimited. There's a link down in the description if you do want to check it out. And if you do use that link, you'll get $50 off an annual subscription. Thank you, Motion Array, for supporting my channel, and more importantly, just making an awesome product that has genuinely made my videos better. All right, let's get back to the second flight. All right, so now we're going round 2. I was really hoping we'd get some nice sunlight, like lighting up the whole mountain range, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen tonight. But this time, I changed the video settings up a little bit. I'm doing 4K 30 wide instead of super wide, and then I'm gonna do stabilization in post afterwards. And if you guys do want me to do a separate video about DJI AVATA 2 settings, just leave a comment down below, and I can definitely make one. All right, so we're just about to get sun. And we might only have a few minutes, but I'm just gonna give it a few minutes to try to get up on the hill. And then, yeah, hopefully we get a banger sunset. Let's see. Oh. All right, switch to manual mode. Boom, let's do it. We'll hit some of these little gaps while we're going over there. These are actually super fun. That is one really good thing about this drone is it's just a good hybrid drone. Like if you want to fly indoors in tight spaces, you can, or if you want to rip some longer range, it's also a good one for that too. Guys, all this footage is colored with my drone LUT pack. So if you're interested in color grading your footage exactly how you see on my channel, I will leave a link down in the description below if you do want to check that out. Some LUT packs sell like 50 bazillion different LUTs, and it just makes it really confusing for color grading. But mine are just a set of 4 LUTs that I've used for the past like 4 years on all of my footage to color grade everything. So if you do end up getting my LUT pack, you shouldn't need to buy any other one ever. But back to reality, the sun is freaking basically going the same speed as my drone, which is awesome. So we might get a really sick lit up ridgeline here. I really hope we do. So this time, because the dive down honestly isn't quite as high as I'd like, I'm gonna surf my way up to the top. Yeah. And something that makes long range with this drone feel a little bit safer is just because it does have such a good return to home feature. Whereas with other quads, it's a little bit risky when you lose connection. With this one, I'm super confident that if I do lose connection, like I will get the drone back. Wow, this is just an epic freaking ridgeline. Oh, it's very frustrating. I can't go to the top. Okay, we'll see if I can get a little higher this time. Like 420, 440, 450. Yeah, really this is all I can go to. It's gonna cut me off. Wow, this is so pretty. All right, so I'm chilling on battery, so I'm actually just gonna do a few shots while I'm up here. Check out where my home point is. And just do a couple different ones, super close to the rocks. Sick, that line was actually so much fun. Wow. All right, so I'm at 60% battery, absolutely chilling. So I'm actually gonna do that again. Oh, I just got a losing RC connection, red dot, which I'm a little confused about because I think I'm totally fine. Just gonna go a little higher, see if that gets rid of that. And now I'm just gonna go do a similar line to before, except I'm gonna start a little further back here. Okay, I'm getting a little close to that limit. Okay, I'm getting low battery, so this will probably be the last one. But I'm just gonna cruise along this ridgeline here. Just staying below 500. A little height. And down, and I think that little burst was like all the sun that we were getting, which is fine. We'll zoom through here, close to the ground, and then I'm gonna do a big reveal coming back. Boom, and I am super stoked with that line. Another really good thing about this drone, I'm not actually doing it right now because the settings are fine, but one nice thing is you can literally just press the GPS hold button and change all of your settings. So if you need to change any of your settings halfway through the flight, you can just hit pause and you're good to go. We're going 18% battery, 17. So I probably could have gone another 2 minutes or so. We're at 8 minutes right now, so 10-minute battery life. For long range, honestly, isn't super great, but isn't horrible for such a small drone. Usually when you're flying Cinewhoops and in normal conditions, you're gonna get way more battery life out of this thing, but since it's long range, the props are tiny and it's just definitely not meant for long range. Cool, so that was a successful flight. All right guys, so that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna have a ton more Avata 2 content out on this channel soon. So if you have anything else that you want me to test out, make sure to leave it in the comments. Again, if you guys do wanna check out the LUTs that I used to color grade this video, link is down below. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.